This is the GIS Evening Report for Thursday, April 18th, 2024. I am Rakisha St. Louis. In the headlines, Grenada's judicial system moves forward with electronic filing of criminal matters following successful transition and launch of e-litigation portal. We'll have details to this story and more after the break.
Carriacou Maroon and String Band Music Festival 2024, April 26th to the 28th. Coming together to preserve and showcase our culture is who we are. Friday the 26th, Belmont at the Chapel. Early morning libation, 3 p.m. Saraka, 7 p.m. the official opening ceremony and cultural evening. Saturday from 10 a.m. Hillsborough Square. It's Strings in the City. Then at 8 p.m. we move to the Botanical Gardens for cultural explosion with local and regional performances featuring Touch, the band. Admission $60. Then on Sunday, it's the grand finale, Paradise Beach. From 12 noon, musical entertainment. And from 4 p.m., Paradise Beach Bands, cultural entertainment and live music. Admission $20. Come and learn to dance the quadrille and big drum on Paradise Beach every Sunday after the launch until the festival ends. Carriacou Maroon and String Band Music Festival 2024, April 26th to the 28th.
Welcome back. Chief Justice of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, Dame Janice M. Pereira, says the successful launch and use of the e-litigation portal will build Grenada's resilience and propel its judicial system to function more efficiently in adverse conditions. She was at the time delivering the featured address at the launch at the Koyaba Beach Resort on Thursday. Grenada launched the criminal module of the e-litigation portal and the speech-to-text technology, which will improve the filing of matters and transcripts in the magistracy and high courts. The process to a paperless, efficient digital system started in 2021 when the portal was first launched, and since then significant strides have been made toward ensuring all procedures and modules are digitized, human resources trained and equipment in place to allow a seamless transition. Attorney General and Minister for Legal Affairs Senator the Honorable Claudette Joseph is happy that the judicial system has achieved this milestone through collaboration with the ECSC. She pledged the government's continued support to ensure that the process is consistent and sustainable.
Improving capacity and complement of staff to deliver services, improving the records management system for enhanced storage and retrieval of information, and enhance resource allocation through local and donor funding to adequately meet the strategic needs of the magistracy. See why the government strongly and fully supports this venture. It falls well and aligns well with the strategic priorities of the courts as we see it.
President of the Grenada Bar Association, Francis Paul, commended the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court for the creation and execution of the innovative platform with tremendous benefits that Grenada is already enjoying.
We know that it was no easy feat to accomplish, and a huge number of hours was spent to achieve this milestone. We have already seen and experienced the tremendous benefits of the e-litigation portal, which was launched in June of 2021, and how it has transformed the court processes and procedures. This has positively impacted the lives of all stakeholders, including the bench, the bar, and litigants. Court documents can now be retrieved and reviewed anywhere, at any time, on any device with a few clicks on the keyboard. So this has led to effective management of cases, thereby saving time and costs. We also had last year, March 2023, the launch of the e-litigation portal for the Magistrate Court in Grenada for civil filing, and that provided the same convenience, flexibility, and access to justice enjoyed by litigants filing on the e-litigation portal in the High Court and Court of Appeal.
Grenada is the second country to successfully launch the criminal module. 10 officers from the Special Services Unit, or SSU, of the Royal Grenada Police Force were awarded on Thursday by the Regional Security System medals for their outstanding service. In March 2023, members of the Special Services Unit were deployed to St. Lucia to support efforts in combating criminal activities. Honorable Philip J. Pear, Prime Minister of St. Lucia, requested support from the Executive Director of the Regional Security Systems Headquarters and the Chairman of the Council of OECS Ministers. Both the Chairman and Executive Director reached out to member state law enforcement units. Officers from the RGPF's Special Services Unit were a part of the RSS contingent. Commissioner of Police Don McKenzie commended the officers for their voluntary commitment to the mission.
The deployment to St. Lucia was pretty much based on our voluntary. It was voluntary. And so nobody was actually, it was voluntary, and it speaks to itself. But I remember volunteering many moons ago to Haiti. And it went back into my mind. What are some of the things that go along into somebody volunteering? And the top of the list is that you have to believe in what you're doing. You have to believe. And these people believed in what they were about to do. They believed in the mission.
He emphasized the significant impact each individual officer made during his deployment. Commissioner McKenzie said that the feedback from various sources of the officers' work is highly commendable.
Every individual who is deployed, they make a sacrifice. Top of the list is that of the safety. Yes, top of the list is that of the safety. The risk is elevated. The equipment is not that of a first world country, so there are constraints. But in spite of that, the mission was more important than the constraints. And as such, the mission, the constraints were secondary or even non-existent. They were deployed there, and they made a difference. The feedback coming from my St. Lucia counterpart is that you made a difference. And the feedback coming from RSS through testament to the presentation of my dolls suggests that you made a huge difference.
Petal Rush, Senior Planning Officer in the Ministry of National Security, presented the awards to the officers. She congratulated them for a commendable job.
I am pleased to inform that the Council of Ministers, at a meeting held on the 23rd of March 2023 in St. Lucia, agreed to award the Regional Security Systems Medal to the members of the RSS Security Forces who served in humanitarian and disaster response operations for a period of 14 days or more. Therefore, this award today is a tangible demonstration of the Council's commitment in fulfilling its obligations. From all indications, the officers who will be awarded here today have served beyond the call of duty and have demonstrated commitment, humanitarianism, and compassion in the execution of their duties. On behalf of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Deacon Mitchell, and the Chairman of the RSS Council of the Ministers, I am pleased to present these RSS medals to the 10 officers who served for more than 14 days.
15 officers were awarded. The 10 awarded today served for a period of 14 days or more. The others will be awarded subsequently. This is the GIS Evening Report. We will be back after the break.
I'm a VIP. I'm a VIP. I'm a VIP. I'm a VIP. Make us all VIPs. Take your vaccine, get immunized and protected. Kids, let's build our immunity to have a healthier society. I'm vaccinated. I'm immunized and I'm protected. Get vaccinated. For we the children's future, protect this spice together. Let's all be VIP. VIP champions.
A message from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs, Be a VIP Childhood Vaccination and Immunization Campaign in collaboration with UNICEF and the Pan American Health Organization.
Welcome back. The Grenada Food and Nutrition Council GFNC says the data collected from an ongoing landmark diet survey will be used to implement developmental policies and programs as Grenada pushes a healthier, sustainable agenda. Executive Director at the GFNC, Mrs. Lydia Brown, said they have partnered with the University of Southern Caribbean in Trinidad and Tobago and St. George's University to conduct the research, compile and analyze the findings by the end of the year. She said the idea of the survey follows recommendations made in 2023 by the Food and Agricultural Organization to revise Grenada's food and nutrition security policy. The initiative will outline and highlight food consumption, dietary habits, and the vulnerability to diseases, among other important data.
We just thought that it was important for us to know what exactly Grenadians are eating and to see if there are pockets in the in different communities that may be having some issues as relates to food accessibility, availability, and so. We collaborated with the University of the Southern Caribbean. We have 2 professors there, and we have 1 professor from the university, St. George's University, Dr. Prakesh Ramdas. We have Dr. Claudette Mitchell and Dr. David Balfour from the University of the Southern Caribbean. And this has been in process for a while, but we did get IRB approval, which is the ethical board approval earlier this year. And so we decided to move forward with the research study.
The process will run from April 15th to July 31st, both online and through in-person interviews.
We're hoping that from this study, based on the questions that will be asked, we will be able to see how people are eating, if there are categories of food that are actually absent from people's diets, which would give us an indication as to risk for certain nutrient deficiencies as well as for some diseases, particularly our chronic diseases that we're seeing, and we're consistently saying that it's on the rise, that we'll be able to see if there are pockets in Grenada that are more at risk than other pockets. We'll be able to see if there needs to be a shift in terms of the availability of foods in some neighborhoods. Some people may have to take transportation to get to purchase certain types of foods, and so we need to be able to see how that can be restructured. Where foods need to be grown, certain foods need to be increased in terms of production in certain areas in order to make those foods not only available, but to make it accessible. Because accessibility is a big thing. The food can be available, but if you can't afford it and if you can't get to it, then it's not accessible to you. So information is in here as well for our extension officers for our Ministry of Agriculture. So as they step up their production, that they're able to give some kind of, have some type of evidence in terms of the process going forward.
Mrs. Brown advised that only 1 person per household is required to participate in the survey. She made an appeal for Grenadians to play their part in the collection and dissemination of accurate information that can be used to develop the economy.
We're actually asking for people, 1 person per household. So we don't need everyone in the household doing the survey. And that person should be 18 years or above. So we're looking for adult population to share with us what is happening in the household. We're asking people to go on, do as much as you can that you can do online, because it will help us even in terms of speeding up the process of analysis, as opposed to having to go through the papers, that will kind of delay the process. So we're asking everyone to please participate. This is not something for the Food and Nutrition Council, but it is something for us nationwide. It is something that will benefit all of us. It will inform policy, it will inform programs.
As the nation's students returned to the classrooms for the Trinity or the 3rd term, one of the schools in the south of the island was in celebratory mood. The Grace Lutheran School walked away with the top 3 positions in the Lions Club of St. George G. Cruz 3D Projects competition, which was held in commemoration of World Water Day. World Water Day was held on on the 22nd of March 2024 under the theme Water for Peace. We get more in this dispatch from G Cruz.
Imagine you're in a region where there's little water. You're going to start fighting for water. But if there's a lot of water, there will be peace.
The words of grade 3 student Ian McKellar Bassett of the Grace Lutheran School. Ian is a member of the group which created the 3D project entitled Working Together in Peace for Prosperity. This project was the winning project in the Lions Club of St. George's and G Cruz World Water Day competition for 2024. Grace Lutheran School copped first, second, and third place. Principal of the school, Mrs. Tasia Wolf, collected on behalf of the students and the school. Arya Pata, a grade 4 student, was part of the group which placed second. He speaks of their project.
Our project was about water for peace, and it was the 4 continents conserving water. Their water would flow into the community, and then the community would use it. And they don't litter or waste their water, because if they did, then there'd be no big fight about it, and everyone would be fighting, because we need water to live.
The judging of the 13 3D projects was done by a panel comprising of representatives from the Lions Club of St. George's, Ministry of Education, and GIS G Cruz projects. 3 private schools participated in the competition. Science Curriculum Officer in the Ministry of Education, Ms. Lorraine Diali, in presenting the judges' report, commended the students for their exceptional talent.
In most instances, it can be seen that the projects were part of the teaching and learning that occurred in the classroom over a period of time. So it's not that the teachers just up and say, okay, we're going to do something on water today, but you could have seen evidence that the students were taught about water and factors surrounding water, conservation and everything else. So that is a plus.
Head of Project, GIZ, Ms. Marian Geis, in an interactive session with the students, reminded them of the importance of water.
I seeing like the little aquifers and water trucks and water techniques over there, and I think that's actually what helps the technology, but also the behavior of how we're treating water, how we're conserving water. I'd encourage you that in the future you continue to be a water champion.
We take our final break. We will be right back.
I'm a VIP. I'm a VIP.
As a parent, it is my responsibility to care and protect my children. It is my responsibility to ensure they are safeguarded at all times. It is the same for you to safeguard your children by keeping them on their vaccination and immunization schedule. Make them a VIP, vaccinated, immunized, and protected. I am Pinky Fabulous. I am a VIP health champion. Be a VIP like me.
Let's all be VIP champions.
A message from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs, Be a VIP Childhood Vaccination and Immunization Campaign in collaboration with UNICEF and the Pan American Health Organization.
Welcome back. Finally, the Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, will conduct a health outreach tomorrow, Friday, for bus operators at the St. George's bus terminus. The initiative brings on-site checks and healthcare counseling to bus drivers and conductors who, based on studies, are sometimes too busy to get medical attention. The outreach will include preventative health screenings for kidney disease, diabetes, hypertension, vision, dental, prostate cancer, and more. Ministry of Health officials are hopeful that early diagnosis will lead to better management and improved lives. The outreach will commence at 10 a.m. GIS will share highlights of the event in Friday's newscast. That story just ended the GIS Evening Report. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us.